Okay, so now uh, the DSA is coming out, and so what's going to happen to the what you call the regular Democrats?
The DA, first of all, the DSA stands for the Democratic Socialists of America. And the Democratic Socialists of America is like the DLC, which is the Democratic Leadership Council of the 1980s. When the DLC of Bill Clinton and Al Frum brought that corporate money to the Democratic Party, which led to the working class going to the Republican Party. What's going to happen is that the moderate or corporate Democrats are going to be losing because their brand is just as bad as the Tea Party and the Republican Party.
Okay, and so is Mandani a DSA?
He's DSA. AOC is DSA.
Okay, well basically Warren and
Warren is more like Elizabeth Warren, the way she's going with her progressivism. She's a warning to the DSA. She's the type of one that's trying to save capitalism. Her and Bernie Sanders was like the warning.
mm-hmm. And so now you got all these new ones. I think I welcome a change in the party, don't you?
I welcome the change of the party because the way this is going, the change of the party has to evolve, especially with them tech oligarchs. So the change of the party is not only welcoming, it's also necessary.
All right.
Because if we don't, we're going to be falling into right-wing fascism.
Now, which brings me to the Supreme Court when they made that decision.
The executive decision.
They made a decision to change the Voting Rights Act, right?
Right.
And see, now today you got people in massive numbers voting in James Clyburn.
They're voting. They're voting to people like. They're not listening to people like the James Clyburns or the John Lewises anymore. They're not going to listen to that. Even among the Black Caucus, look what happened to Congressman Antonio Espinat, that was the chairman of the Hispanic Caucus. He lost to Dario Arizo. It's hard to pronounce.
Mm-hmm.
He lost. They're not listening to that. And a lot of black people are not listening to the MAK nonviolence. They're more into people like Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey before W.D. Du Bois and Martin Luther King.
Well, and a lot of people, Gen Zers, they don't know nothing about these leaders, but they're gonna have to catch up because all the shit that Donald Trump, DJ Cheatham destroyed, you know, they got to put back together, and it's gonna take some work. It ain't gonna.
It's gonna be 50. It's gonna be 50 to 100 years of work. Like
well, we really hope not. But I was asking our allies to stand with us because they figure like once we get situated, they can come stand because ain't nobody gonna be standing by us with all the embarrassing things that DJ Cheatham done to this.
It's beyond embarrassing. I think embarrassing is just an understatement at this point. It's evil. We have to call it for what it is. Truly evil. And treasonous.
Yeah, but they don't seem like they trying to stop. They still trying to hold on to their power. And the Supreme Court didn't make it any better because the reason why they in the position that they in is because they withheld. They are in a fraudulent election. It was the Supreme Court's doing that got them here.
It did. It really got them here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the Humphreys decision, it's only going to get worse because now under the Humphreys decision, the it's the end of the workers' rights as we know it because they can fire you for any reason or no reason at all.
Well, that article. What was the article that we read today that exposed Kamala Harris losing? You remember the name of it?
I don't remember the name of the article, but it was when the tech bros were just manipulating the election.
And a lot of people died. Right?
And a lot of people died.
Well, we're going to be on the lookout. We're going to be alert. People in everybody's little Substack group. We're going to be trying to dig information from everywhere.
Because we're going to have to be looking at information everywhere.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. And that's what we have to do. And that's why the Democratic Party needs to evolve quickly. Because if we do not, then, and it really just shows you that the normal the so-called normal Democrats panic over over the Democratic Socialists taking over the Democratic Party really shows you that they hate the people in the base and love the corporate breast. That's what they are.
Well, on that note, you made some very good points. But like I said, in this coming election, the message that we're going to be sending out is
Not only no more corporate Democrats, no more people like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. And Schumer, when his approval rating is -1% among national Democrats. And in New York, his approval rating is only 47%. So that means in 2028, Chuck Schumer will be gone in 2028, real soon. So congratulations, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez. You've just been elected to the United States Senate in New York. If Chuck Schumer runs again, which he cannot run again. Mom?
Chuck Schumer, bottom line, he cannot run again. And he's out of there. He stayed too long.
He stayed too long. He stayed too long. 30 years in the United States Senate, just to be exact. 30 years. We don't have 30 minutes, let alone 30 days. Tell that to the Haitians and to the Venezuelans about 30 years. We don't have 30 minutes. So
Go ahead.
we don't even have 30 minutes at this point.
And so, moving forward, what is it that the Democrats need to do?
It's either two things. It's either you fight for your principles and get off and stop taking that AiPac and corporate money, which is business money, or or be kicked out in the primary. That's what we need to be doing. And it's no more blue no matter what. No more of that. It's business as usual is over. It is done.
So, they talk about representation, but I don't know. We had very little representation.
I don't think we have no representation. Period.
Well, we're going to get off this subject and give you the last word. What is your last word?
My last word is that we need to get rid of these corporate Democrats, because if we do not get rid of those corporate Democrats and soon, we are heading to fascism in America. We are heading to fascism in the way of the 1940s and to a dictatorship. We're already in a dictatorship right now under with the Jeffries and Zachary being destroyed. So that's just my plan for the Democratic Party. We need to stop relying on corporate Democrats, and we need to have younger progressive Democrats, and I am in favor of the DSA taking over the Democratic Party as a way to save capitalism from ourselves, because we need the DSA. Because if we do not, losing those jobs in America is the reason why we have the extreme far left in the first place and the far right to begin with. That is their fault. So anybody that talk about, we got to fear the DSA or Hassan Piker, the real Hassan Piker is the corporate Democrats. They are the Hassan Pikers. They are the extremists. So, and the DSA and Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, they're the mainstream of the Democratic, and the AOC, they are the mainstream of the Democratic Party. And Charles Schumer is the outsider. So peace and good luck.